him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me will be thrown out like a branch and wither. People will gather them and throw them into a fire, and they will be burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want, and it will be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit and become my disciples. Sisters and brothers, the good news of our salvation. Praise to you, Lord Jesus. But three, that's the Blessed Trinity. 1 and 3, we have 13. That's the date we have today. This May 13, 2020, I see in one day 3 significant occasions. First is the feast of Our Lady of Fatima, which was approved by the local bishop in 1930 and was added to the Church's worldwide calendar in 2002. Second is the consecration of our beloved country to the Immaculate Heart of Mary in all the cathedrals of the whole archipelago today. And third is the 17th death anniversary of my beloved Papa, Mario. But I will focus more on the feast of Our Lady of the Rosary of Fatima. Let us note here 3 sets of threes. The first set of threes represent the 3 Portuguese children. Who received the apparition of Our Lady of the Rosary at Cova de Iria, near Fatima, a city 110 miles north of Lisbon, Portugal, between May 13 and October 13, 1917. They were Francisco and Jacinta Marto and their cousin Lucia dos Santos. Shepherd kids knew well how to care and protect their sheep. No wonder the Blessed Virgin Mary chose them. The second set of threes refers to the 3 intentions of Mama Mary had asked the children and praying the Holy Rosary. They were to pray for world peace, for sinners, and for the conversion of Russia. My dear brothers and sisters, world peace begins in its heart. If the tree is green, its individual leaves must be green. Sinners we are, we need conversion. Kaya when people from all nations come together to heal and help as one, I believe COVID-19 will be gone in due time. There can be no peace when there is pandemic. There can be no solution when nations are not in communion. The third set of trees corresponds to the three secrets Mama Mary gave the children. Since Francisco died in 1919 and Jacinta the following year, Lucia revealed the first secret in 1927 concerning the devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The Blessed Virgin Mary spoke with indescribable sorrow and tenderness. Sabi po niya, "You sow hell where the souls of poor sinners go. In order to save them, God wishes to establish in the world devotion to my Immaculate Heart. If people do what I ask, many souls will be saved and there will be peace. The war is going to end. But if people do not stop offending God, another war, even worse, will begin in the reign of Pope Pius XI." He was referring to the First World War, and most likely he was also referring to that worst, the second worst war, which was the Second World War. Wow. Today, imagine in all the cathedrals of the country, we witness the consecration to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We hope and pray for the end of this new kind of war, an enemy we do not see, a virus. The second secret was a vision of hell. Before she died, Jacinta told Lucia, sabi po niya, "I am going to heaven soon, but you are to stay here. Tell everyone what hell is like so that they will not sin anymore and not go there." Unquote. My dear brothers and sisters, I believe the Blessed Virgin Mary did not mean to frighten the three children. She only meant to remind us of our complacency and indifference. She wanted to instill in our hearts that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Pope John Paul II, when he was still the Pope, directed the Holy See Secretary of State to reveal the third secret in the year 2000. It spoke of a bishop in white who was shot by a group of soldiers who fired bullets and arrows into him. Many people link this to the assassination attempt by Ali Adka against Pope John Paul II in St. Peter's Square on May 13, 1981. I wish once again to celebrate the goodness of the Lord towards me when I was saved from death. The then Pope John Paul II told the crowd in his homily on May 14, the year 2000. On a personal note, I believe that the message of Fatima is simple. Pray. Unfortunately, some people have distorted these revelations, making them into an apocalyptic event for which they are now the only reliable interpreters. They have, for example, claimed that Mary's request that the world be consecrated to her has been ignored. However, Sister Lucia, who died on February 13, 2005, at the age of 97 as a Carmelite nun, has agreed that Pope John Paul II's public consecration in St. Peter's Square on March 25, 1984, fulfilled Mary's request. Mama Mary is perfectly honored when people generously imitate her response. Let it be done to me as you say. My dear brothers and sisters, if there is something good and beautiful that ECQ has brought us, I am inclined to believe that is living out the message of Our Lady of Fatima. We are back to the basics as Filipinos. Ano po yun? Yung tatlong M ng Pilipino. Maka-Diyos, penchant for prayer, naging mas madasalin at mapagnilay-nilay po tayo, naging mas malapit tayo ngayon sa ating Panginoon at sa bawat isa. Pangalawa, maka-Diyos, makatao, penchant for people, naging mas mapagkawang gawa, matulungin po tayo, lumabas uli yung bayanihan at alay kapwa spirit. At yung pangatlo, kung nahalata po ninyo, parang naging makakalikasan tayo. Penchant for pollution-free phenomena. Imagine, we have now fresher air, clearer sky, cleaner seawater, lesser smog and traffic. Mother Nature has been replenished. To end, I would like to take the Blessed Mother's words at Cana's wedding reception. Sabi po niya, do what He tells you. What is Jesus telling our country today? What is He telling you and me? Let us look into our hearts and bring out all the goodness within. By this is our Father in heaven glorified, that we bear much fruit and become Jesus' disciples once again. Amen.